Right, so let's talk a little bit about speeding. The signs are clearly posted, yet people continue to do it. How is speeding related to injury or motor vehicle accidents or incidents?
Well, speeding never killed anyone. It's the sudden stop that kills. Because people think that speeding, well, they're all safe speeders. When, the majority of people are surveyed, they all tell you that, well, yeah, they speed, but they're safe speeders. They're safer than the other speeder. But people have to realize that for every extra mile an hour or kilometer an hour you're traveling, you're really increasing your risk of injury in the event of a collision. And so we know that if you can reduce a concept known as free speed within a community would be sort of the combined speed on all the roads in a community. If you can reduce the free speed by 1%, you can reduce fatalities by 5%. So in theory, if you wanted to eliminate all fatalities on the roadway, you would still have injuries, but you could eliminate all fatalities on the roadway by reducing speed by 20%.
So, and that's of course a dual challenge, because I think everybody at some point in their working life has felt like, I'm late and it won't matter if I'm 5 kilometers over.
Yeah, but that 5 kilometers over means that you're not going to be able to stop within the distance if a big truck pulls out in front of you, or if a child pulls out in front of you, or a vehicle drops a load and you're traveling at an excess speed. So vehicles today are designed in such a way that they give you a false sense of security with the ABS system in them and the airbags and the seat belts, and how the road's been deadened. You really don't notice the speeds. And in the higher end vehicles, you can actually be doing 130, 140 kilometers an hour and not realize you're traveling that fast.
And when you watch the commercials for the vehicles, how often does it look like they're really doing a safe speed? It's cool to go fast.
Well, it's interesting that you mention that, because people have a false concept of what is safe driving. Every car commercial out there right now has a disclaimer on it that says, professional driver, closed circuit, do not attempt at home. Even minivans, soccer moms' minivans are being promoted on the concept that these things can go fast and stop fast and do all sorts of miraculous things. Speed by itself is dangerous, but speed combined with fatigue, combined with cell phone use, combined with other distractions, combined with substance abuse is the combination that gives us the problem. And so speed is the one thing that we can go after immediately, because the rules are out there. The engineers told us they think 110 is the safest speed on this roadway, which is interesting because in Ontario, that road would have a speed of 100 kilometers an hour. But it's also interesting that Ontario has a lot lower injury statistics than Alberta does. And in the States, for example, we know that states that took away the speed limit and allowed whatever speed you wanted to do, saw a similar increase in fatalities and injuries as well.
I'm just wondering if you know the statistics on the Autobahn. In Germany, you say that the US show that there were more injuries where they didn't have posted speed limits. How about in Germany?
When you take a look at the Autobahn, the problems that they have with collisions on it are quite high. And they've actually had to station 6 major helicopter bases that follow the Autobahn, because when they do have collisions, the majority of them are actually fatalities.
There were some statistics released a few days ago regarding Alberta having the lowest mean age across Canada, and also an abundance of males. Do you think that those statistics, mixed with the fact that we've got this robust oil and gas sector, an abundance of sports cars as a result of it, feed into this notion of the speed being a problem?
Actually, a lot of the international petrochemical companies that work around the world, when they compare their international statistics for injuries and they compare Alberta to, let's say, Norway or Alaska or any other place, Saudi Arabia, where they're doing similar work under similar extreme conditions of either heat or cold, they find that Alberta, for some reason or other, their injury rates are far higher than any other place. And coming back to your point about Alberta, yes, there's a lot of disposable income. Yes, there's a lot of young males. And yes, there's a lot of cell phone use. And yes, there's a lot of fatigue and substance abuse as well. And it's when you combine all those different elements together in an industry that expects everything to be done yesterday that we see what we're seeing today.